have to shoulder the burden.
Oh, a mistake by Kai Truin, and the Bulls could be in here, but it's a tame effort in the end from Saifuddin Kawi. Just opened up for him nicely for a moment.
Well, I thought he could have driven a little quicker there. Sloppy pass back. He just keeps driving, but needs to take the shot early. Good recovery from City players.
And Kevian Rahmani driving forwards. Here's Andreas Kuhn. City players were queuing up. They have to settle for a corner off Uskok.
Well, that's great play from Kevian Rahmani. Picks the ball up, drives forward. Look at that, perfectly weighted. Andreas Kuhn was just waiting to see where the runners came, but Tommy Uskok in the way.
Want to take it short. Rahmani's cross into the box too flat. This is Nathaniel Atkinson. His header took a bit of an awkward tumble there, the Tunisian, but he's back up and about okay. Truin drives it wide for Samuel Supriyan. One of two Muslim players on the pitch today, and we will be having a drinks break and a food break midway through the first half, part of the new Ramadan policy instigated by the APL this season. Meantime, Supriyan trying to release Rahmani, but Keely Adamson there and then thumped forwards by Kawi. Brought down by Caputo. Now Leckie shakes off the attentions of Holman. Just overran it, Leckie. And then committing the foul in his attempts to retrieve the ball.
Well, as we thought, Macarthur have lined up with a back three. Uskok, Ollie and Yerman, very much experienced back three with Adamson and Vujicic on either side. The run there, like he looked up and there was just a wall of Macarthur players in front of him.
Philip Kurto, who's made more saves than any other goalkeeper in the competition this season. Arguably the best goalkeeper in the competition this season.
Well, he made some outrageous ones last week, didn't he? Reminded us of what he can do. It's a big clear push in the back there from Kai Truin. Big praise from Aurelio Vidmar in our pre-match, saying that he thinks he should be in the Socceroos.
He's been playing centre-back for most of the season. He's been pushed into midfield by Aurelio Vidmar. One error in the first minute. Now giving up of a free kick, which could lead to something here for the Bulls. Bratton's free kick, plenty of air. Yerman at the back post did reach it. Comfortable though for Supriyan to hook clear for City. Sajovski did make mention pre-game of the fact that Macarthur's away record is pretty serviceable, and he's right. 5 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. They're not the only A-League club though to struggle to win at home this season. That's really why they're outside the top 6. Good reading of that ball back from Jakalic by Matt Leckie. His header. This is Nathaniel Atkinson. And it goes for a Bull's throw. You've talked about the back three for the Bulls. What about the other end of the pitch with Chris Economides playing as the 9 today in their search for a new goal scorer or two in the wake of Jaman and Drew and Pjol's departures?
Well, he hasn't scored many in recent years, Economides. And I guess maybe Mile Sturjovski was thinking that if Melbourne City are going to have a lot of the ball, they need some pace to break in behind. And we were discussing on our way here today that Melbourne City, they might not concede many, but most of their goals come from set pieces. And I thought Harry Sawyer may have been, with his big frame, a target for corners and free kicks. Well, Sturjowski knows a lot more than me about his players.
He does have Harrison Sawyer on the bench, of course. Here's Aziz Bayic for Melbourne City. So the flick by Rahmani. Bayic into twist and turn away from Keely Adamson without much success. Holman having to protect it away from Kuhn. It's good play, calm play by Jake Holman. And he's in position for the return pass as well from Keely Adamson. Economides trying to bend his run to stay on side. Jake Holman didn't really have too many options. Now Cowie up against Ferreira. Only ever going to be one winner there.
Well, Economides was trying to stay on side, but the problem was he was about 1.5 metres, 2 metres offside. Cowie made the good run, but Ferreira read it well.
Turned wide by Jakalic. I guess the two players who have still contributed regularly in terms of goals are Holman and Jakalic, as Thompson's cross made to Economides and will roll out for a goal kick. So extra responsibility on their shoulders. Jakalic perhaps in particular.
Well, 100%. We know Jake Holman likes to arrive late. He likes to be that conduit between the back line and the forward line and get that ball into wide areas. It's the way that Macarthur have played this year, with pace, and then he arrives late in the box. He still has to pull the strings. He has to guide those in front of him into the positions they need to be in.
Jakalic, who of course left Melbourne City back end of last season to join the Bulls. He started this season like a train, didn't he? They have dried up a little since. Swan in his last 13 matches. 5 for the season. 7 assists though as well, it must be said. Here's German Ferreira. Supre. It's floated in behind Keely Adamson. Bulls fend that one off with ease. That's handball against Matt Leckie. From Jakalic as the sun begins to set here in Melbourne. It's been a glorious day. It's that handball against Leckie. Very warm as well. Temperatures nudging 29 degrees. As cooled as the afternoon has drawn on.
Oh, it's very nice down there pitch side now.
Bushcock mistiming his leap. Buitsa has to make this, and does under pressure from Tilio. Curto having to get rid in a hurry. They played that well. Macarthur. Goodness me, Matt Yeoman took a big risk there. He's then chopped down by Caputo. Could have been embarrassing for the Bulls.
He got away with it, didn't he? He was in two minds, wasn't sure what to do. That touch from Caputo just comes a little bit, it's a little bit nasty after as well.
Yeah, just catches him on the inside of the ankle. It's going to be a yellow card for Max Caputo. I'm pretty sure the slight delay was just so VAR could perhaps check that it shouldn't have been a red.
Yeah, and that replay was a nasty one. It's going to hurt. And he got away with it, Matt Yeoman. Caputo got a better touch on that, just brings it across his body. Well, he's in on goal.
It's a sore one for Yerman.
I was going to say, I don't think it was Caputo had any malice in it. It was just him coming back and got it all wrong, but that is going to really hurt, and we'll have to keep an eye on that because that was pretty solid contact.
If that ankle starts to swell, it will make the wearing of that boot pretty uncomfortable as well. One to watch. Still doesn't look particularly comfortable, Matt Yerman. Here is Kevin Bolly. First time ball by Adamson, but miscontrolled by Cowie. Rahmani. Nicely worked in field for Truin, who then slips it through and opens up the space for Leckie to drive into. Wide right is Tilio. First touch a little heavy, cross not bad. The Scots header away. Still not completely clear for the Bulls. Cowie takes a tumble, but there's no foul. Leckie given a hurry up by Jakalic. Cyprien works it to the left-hand side, and as is Bajic. Rahmani could have just taken his eye off the ball at a crucial moment. Cowie. Boot of Truin, which favours Leckie. That's clever from Matt Leckie. Can he find the cross? Away from Adamson. Goes low across the floor. Tilio to retrieve. Yes, Atkinson available. Truin's touch. Tilio again. Cowan. Just ran it over the goal line, but still alive for Melbourne City. Hot pursuit of this one. Touch by Caputo was a little heavy. He was under pressure, which was probably the reason for that. Ferreira. Cyprien. Truin. Atkinson. Tilio. Rebounds back off Bratton. City go again. Andreas Cowan. Atkinson to drive it cross field. Great pace in it. Beautifully controlled by Bajic. Gets the angle for the cross, but Adamson got a touch. And it is going to be a corner for Melbourne City. Just wonder whether there was a little appeal for handball there. Anyway, linesman flag that's gone behind. Andreas Cowan on set-piece duty. Towards the near post, it goes all the way through. Tilio trying to jab it, or rather Ferreira, towards goal. Flat delivery that caused a bit of panic in the Bulls' defence.
I think it was Kai Truin at the near post who got a little bit of a flick on, and he just skidded on through all the bodies. was just begging for someone to get a touch.
Cyprian to try and lift it over the head of Vujica. He wasn't fooled for a moment. Killed in an instant by Lecky. Caputo was tight marked. It came off Lecky. Don't know too much about it, but it's broken kindly for Cyprian. Which helps it on one more towards Rahmani. It's nicely played. Great interplay by City. Andreas Kuhn and Bajic across the face. All that was missing was the final touch before Mac Yerman swept it away. But it was great football by City.
Yeah, wonderful football.
Now the referee's whistle is blown as we watch the replay again of City's crisp passing inside the Bulls' penalty area. And we're going to have a Ramadan break, and we can go down to Michael Zapponi for more.
Yeah, thanks so much, Simon. So 3 players observing Ramadan tonight. Samuel Cyprian from Melbourne City, Kevin Bolly at Macarthur, and Kawi from Macarthur as well. So obviously the discussion to have with the match commissioner 90 minutes before. Both teams have to agree to it, and they have, of course, tonight. So the Ramadan period falls between rounds 24 and 21 in the A-League men's competition. It was introduced last season, and great to see that it's able to be observed during the A-League period. Warm weather as well tonight, so they'll be getting the fluids in also. Melbourne City with the momentum at the moment, and just as we've seen over the drinks breaks, this is probably a welcome time for a break in play for Macarthur as well, as Melbourne City have the momentum at the moment.
Thanks, Zappa. Yeah, just starting to build up a little bit of a head of steam, Melbourne City.
That was a wonderful passage of play just before the break, wasn't it? Samuel Cyprian, as we see the possession there, 67% for Melbourne City. Samuel Cyprian not afraid to get forward and join in on the attack, right up in the opposition penalty area.
I mention this stat once again because I think it's worth remarking on that Melbourne City have kept 4 consecutive home clean sheets. The last player to score here in a home match for Melbourne City at Amy Park for the opposition was Nadal Moreno for Auckland back in mid-December. 95th minute equaliser for Steve Corica's team. It's quite a record. Here's Tilio using Atkinson as a decoy, and it was just angled too close to Philip Curto.
Well, he puts his hand up by way of apology. He just needed someone across that front post area. Any touch would have done.
Caputo, Kuhn will get away from Uskok. Strong challenge by Vujica, and ultimately an illegal one by the Bulls' left wing back, which has left Marco Tilio a little sore.
You're looking at me. Yeah, I'm not too sure there was that much in it.
Yeah. Sort of inclined to think he got a bit of the ball, but
yeah.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it can't be a foul, of course. It's difficult these days for defenders. Here's the free kick. Andreas Kuhn clips it in, and it's Matt Leckie on the turn. Well, he hasn't scored in the A-League since December 2023, Matt Leckie. Got the winner against Perth Glory at HBF Park. He's had long spells, of course, out through injury. Decent chance, that one.
Yeah, found himself in too much space as far as Mile Sturjowski will be concerned. He's caught Macarthur defence napping.
Uskok caught in possession, very nearly anyway, by Rahmani. Scott managing to recover the situation. Here's Jakalic. Chance to turn and run at the defence and try and slip it through for Cowie, but it's too strong. But the Bulls' best moment for some time.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see from the likes of Marin Jakalic, dropping into the pocket, turning and going at pace, getting that Melbourne City defence on the back foot. Had a number of options as well. Economides to his left, Vujicic was coming also.
Now by Cowie. Trillian just a little bit too quick for him.
Always makes me laugh when the arms go up. Like, what did I do?
Yeah. You sort of give the game away, don't you?
You could hear the contact from up here as well.
Ferreira being pursued by Luke Bratton. Cyprian. City enjoying an awful lot of the ball. Patrick Beach, who did have to make a save in the opening minute of the game. Pretty routine one as it was. Has been a spectator actually ever since. Holman turned down a blind alley. A couple of clips at Matt Leckie, but not able to shrug him off the ball. Bajic, wrong-footing Cowie, but not Tomislav Uskok. Oh, then Leckie has gone into the chest of Cowie and absolutely poleaxed the Tunisian. Let's have another look at this. Well, in the olden days, that would have been shoulder to shoulder, but it was pretty strong contact, Naka.
Yeah, that's a foul for mine. And I was just keeping an eye on that right arm of Matt Leckie's. I wasn't sure if it was cocked at first. It was more down by his side. It was just sheer force and aggression.
You know how strong Matt Leckie is. It's good anticipation from Bolly. Cowie just retaking the field after a bit of treatment. Welcome to the A-League, Seifuddin.
He doesn't quite have the frame of Matt Leckie either, does he?
It actually puts me in mind in terms of his frame of Salim Khalifa.
Yeah, very similar.
Well, there's a little off-the-ball incident between Kuhn and Uskok, which has left the Austrian down on the turf. I think there was a huge amount in it. Kuhn trying to spring forward, and Uskok wasn't about to let him. Here's Leckie. Too far in front of Avian Rahmani. And now referee Ben Abraham will call together Uskok and Kuhn. Actually, it's a little bit naughty by Uskok.
Yeah. And just off, you see there, Keely Adamson was getting his body across Rahmani as well. It was the double team.
Getting tight on Jakalic, who's somehow wriggled away from him. And it needed better connection from Economides. Jakalic is in a really good position. Long by Ferreira, sailing over the head of Tilio. Bolly. Uskok. There's Kuhn. Wanted a bit of revenge there, I think, didn't he, the Austrian? Bulls come away with the ball, and Cowie places it out in front of Economides. Oh, it's a really good tackle. What a challenge that is from German Ferreira. That tackle won't make a back page headline. But that's just as important as scoring a goal.
Well, he had to get it right, and didn't he what? It was a wonderful ball through from Cowie, and Economides looked like he was away for all money, but the pace and the strength, and then the challenge at the end.
And that's so easily a penalty 9 times out of 10, isn't it?
He gets anything wrong there, you're right, anything wrong. But it was done to perfection, great defending.
Turned over by Vujica. Doing his best to win it back. It's unfairly so, unlucky. There's a bit of spice about this one.
Yeah, there's lots of little niggly moments off the ball as well. Nothing overly heinous, but lots of little niggles and clips and bumps off the ball.
Understandably so, of course. City fighting to go second. The Bulls just really fighting to stay alive in the finals race. Mentioned that they were second on New Year's Day, Macca. Dropped like a stone over the last couple of months. Careered into by Cowie. Free kick.
Well, I'm not too sure if Cowie really needed the foul there. I think Cohen had lost the ball. And from that replay, I think Cohen knew he'd lost the ball as well.
Cyprian and Ferreira waiting at the back post. They go along the floor instead. This is a training ground move, it's not bad. And anywhere will do for safety for Yerman. And on the volley is Tilio, got really good connection as well. And it pops for Atkinson. Partly away by Bolly, Truin trying to place it. And the ball scrambling clear. Now the race is on between Bajic and Jakalic. Jakalic commits the foul.
Well, it was a wonderfully worked move from Melbourne City. It just wouldn't fall in the end. He's got around Tilio, full of confidence. 2 in 2. Got hold of it in the end, but the Macarthur defence holds up.
City yet to get a shot on target. They did have one in the opening minute, which, by the way, equalled their entire 90-minute total against Sydney FC last week. Here is Ferreira. Tilio. Motor away from Vujica, but overdone things down that right wing. Good battle that one tonight. Vujica against Tilio.
Two stocky players, very physical as well.
By the way, just on the Bulls' finals chances, like handball by Economides, Melbourne City free kick. They've only got 2 home matches left in their final 6. 4 on the road, including today. When you're given their home form, that might not be a bad thing.
Just about to say, it's the trend this season, isn't it? Take the points away from home.
Good spin by Kuhn. Has the strength to hold off Holman, but not the release to find Rahmani. He just keeps catching Truitt. Bulls having to work really hard to get out of their own half of the pitch. The message there from Radio Vidmar to young Kadian Rahmani. Go, go, go. Press, keep them penned in. Buskok. Herrera just nipping in ahead of Economides momentarily. Lecky. Way back for Patrick Beach. Top looking for Rahmani. He will chase this one down. And near post was a brilliant finish from Max Caputo. Oh, that's a glorious goal. Made in the Melbourne City Academy. Two youngsters combining. It's Max Caputo's first goal of the season. His first in a year since scoring against the Wanderers last March. And City have their reward for their dominance.
There's the line. Looks like he's timed it to perfection on the Harvey Norman replay, and as he gets in behind, he's only got one option, and that's to put it across that near post area. And Max Caputo almost has no right to get it in from there. Good ball over the top. Only the one option is to just roll it into that near post area, and look at the angle. Wonderful finish from Max Caputo. Well in advance of that near post area. Look at this, he's off screen. Can't even see him. And he tucks it away across the face of Philip Curto. He had all the acrobatics last week, but he could do nothing on this occasion. Lovely finish from Max Caputo.
And VAR confirming that Rahmani was indeed onside. So Melbourne City hit the front. And on balance, they probably deserve to do so. Bulls must really show what they're made of, because their season, make no mistake, is on the line.
Yeah, it's in the balance, isn't it? And it's been a thoroughly dominant performance so far from City.
Suprian left the ball behind. Here's a chance for the Bulls. Jake Holman on the ball, and here's Yakulis! Flag's got up. Wouldn't have counted anyway. But goodness me. No one will be more relieved than Samuel Suprian, because that was a horrible mistake.
Well, I mentioned earlier how he has no problems going forward. Well, he just left the ball behind. And then you can see Yakulis just drifting off into an offside position, sorry. You've got to give it to Patrick Beach. He did wonderfully well to save it, although it wasn't going to count anyway.
I'll tell you what, Aaron Yakulis in a way is grateful that flag went up, because that's a horrible miss at the second attempt from point blank range. Anyway, wouldn't have counted. Macarthur have had 2 efforts on goal, and both of them have been from Melbourne City errors. Truitt with the first and Suprian the second.
And to be honest, in the opening 35 minutes, it's the only way they look like they're going to get something. It's been utterly dominant for Melbourne City.
Yakulis, that was behind Vujicic. Tilio nipping in ahead of Bratton. Bringing Bajic into the play. Rahmani. Adamson getting tight on the winger, effectively so as well. Cowie loses out. City just sharper. Bulls have got to find that cutting edge.
Well, I wonder if Mile Sturjovski may look to change things up in the second half. That back three, you can see Yerman stepping in now into the midfield to go with Lecky, but a number of times that back three is just in the back line with Max Caputo, 3v1. We're just watching Economides and his teammates just turning around to the guys at the back saying, well, come and step on with us. They're getting the ball out of that back area too easily.
Lecky. Holman got a foot in, but diverted it straight to Caputo. He's on the move again here, looking for another goal. True. Atkinson. Kieran being followed by Jake Holman. Bulls have driven City all the way back to their own penalty area. Unable to link up with this Socceroo, Matt Lecky. Ollie driving the ball across fields. Beautiful release. Adamson. Skok. Balls are back where they started. I guess, given the quality of that ball from Bolly, what you wanted was clearly Adamson to drive on and hit the byline, try and find room for the cross.
Yeah, that's it. First touch forward, get the defence on the back foot. Might get you another 10 or 15 yards forward as well.
Good. His run blocked off by Vujica. He's just off the field of play for the moment. Bit of a hospital ball for Nathaniel Atkinson. That's what he's telling his Argentine teammate. I'm sure I would, to be fair. He's a tough character, doesn't he? Germán Ferreira.
I'm sure he's just a cuddly bear off the park.
Last 5 minutes of a first half that Melbourne City have dominated. They've also at times committed some pretty cardinal sins in giving the ball away. Cyprian guilty of one of those. Ball over the top, and Caputo is onside here and bearing down on Philip Curto, who makes a good save to keep it at just 1-0. Could be a big stop, that.
Well, he tried to go through the legs, didn't he? And while everybody was watching the runs going towards the ball, no one was watching Max Caputo come from the central area. He just slipped in behind unnoticed. With 5 minutes to go before half-time, that could be a real crucial save.
Tilio. Bajic. Bajic should continue the run. Challenged by Cowan. Still in play for City. Great footwork from Aziz Bajic, if you don't mind. And here's Rahmani in space. Kuhn wants it played to the top of the 6-yard box, tries to readjust it back towards Truin. City still pushing. Adamson sent it out for a throw. Should christen him Bajicinho after that. Very deft footwork.
Wow, it's fantastic footwork. I was just thinking, he doesn't seem to have lost any pace either as he's got older, has he? He can still motor.
He did play with Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe he's taught him a trick or two in their time together with Al Nassr. This is what it would mean to the ladder tonight if it was to stay this way. Long way to go, of course, here at Amy Park. Melbourne City would leapfrog up into second spot. Cut the gap at the top to just 6 points. Lecky has Atkinson available down the right. He's ignored. Central it goes for Kuhn. He's bumped off the ball by Holman unfairly. It's going to be a free kick. Warning for Jake Holman.
Well, Aziz Bajic can't believe the whistle went. He made a great run in behind. He's saying that now. I was just there. There's no doubt it was a foul. It's late. He just holds his whistle for a second or two. And it's a really good position for Melbourne City.
Half-time looming, and a second goal would really make it a very difficult half-time team talk for Miloš. This is within range, might suit the left-footed Andreas Kuhn. Tilio's there as well. It's going to be Andreas Kuhn. Oh, and it just flashes wide of that right-hand upright of Philip Curto. Could only stand and watch and hope.
Well, he didn't move, did he? Curto, he just stood and watched. And from our angle, well, that angle shows a different story, but from where we were, for a moment, it was just creeping into that bottom corner.
I guess the only frustration for Aurelio Vidmar is that they haven't added to that solitary goal.
The possession stats just keep growing. Only 2 shots on target, which is probably a little bit disappointing considering how much dominance they have had.
It's the first of 2 additional minutes at the end of the first half. Given the gravity of their league position at the moment, that's a foul by Caputo and Bolly. Miloš might even be tempted to go to his bench at half-time, Macca. He does have Harrison Sawyer, as we've mentioned, but also young striker Dean Bosniak, who's been away with the under-20s.
I wonder if he's even looking at the midfield, taking someone out of the back line and try and establish some dominance in midfield to get them some more possession, some more field position as well.
William Rose and Peter Macrolos both on the bench. That area of the field. Here's the free kick from Bratton. Just clipped the head of Matt Yerman. Last scored an A-League goal against Macarthur for the Newcastle Jets, April 2023. One of only 3 he's scored in his entire career. In the A-League, that is. Caputo turning into Yerman rather than towards the ball and catching the defender. Oh dear, actually that elbow is a nasty one.
I think the way the elbow goes out there, he could be very lucky that he doesn't cop a yellow card for that.
Well, he's on a yellow card, of course, already.
Exactly. And Matt Yerman is saying exactly that. He's been in the walls tonight. Max Caputo's let him know he's been there.
That is half-time, the first 45 that has been dominated largely by Melbourne City. The goal scorer Max Caputo from a tight angle from Kavian Rahmani's cross. They might have had 1 or 2 more besides. Macarthur, well, a couple of opportunities, mainly from Melbourne City defensive mistakes, and they're still arguing the toss about that elbow of Max Caputo that connected with Matt Yerman in first half stoppage time. Caputo, remember, was already on a yellow card, but no further action was taken. A pretty eventful first 45 then here at AAMI Park, and it leaves us with that scoreline at the break. Melbourne City 1, Macarthur 0. Second half about to get underway here at Amy Park, and Macarthur have gone to their bench at the interval. Liam Rose replacing Saifuddin Cowie, who did pick up a heavy whack in a collision with Matt Leckie in the first half. Whether that's the reason or it's more tactical, Danny McBreen, you did hint that they needed something a bit extra in midfield. Liam Rose should give them that.
Well, they'll give them a little bit more steel in there, hopefully wrestle some control. Melbourne City, almost 70% possession in that first half. And they need to arrest that statistic and change it into their favour.
Here is Tilio, started the second half on the left flank. He was on the right in the first 45. Ball will break here for Nathaniel Atkinson. He spots a little pocket of space for Kuhn. Now with Leckie. Working the angles nicely here, City. Truin sends it wide for Bajic. The cross is a deep one. Ramadi will keep it alive. At least briefly. How big is this 45 minutes for Macarthur, Macca?
Well, it's massive, isn't it? As we're near the end of the season, every point becomes vital. With that little gap just opening up between the top six and themselves, it just becomes more and more difficult every week. And the belief slowly starts to drain away. They need that belief to be there as long as possible.
They need to find some goals from somewhere. They'll have had a rather rueful smile at the news that their former favourite Valère Germain scored for Sanfrecce Hiroshima in the Asian Champions League 2 yesterday evening. However, there is a bit of a protest as to whether he was eligible for that game from the opposition, Lion City Sailors of Singapore. Potential opponents, of course, for Sydney FC in the last four. One of those two. If Sydney were to get through, they gave themselves a good chance last night.
They got a great result, didn't they? And just for a little bit more context on that Valère Germain, they received a red card in their last, or Macarthur's last Asian match against Central Coast Mariners, a retrospective red card, which was a 3-match ban, and well, he played. So there'll be an investigation into that, to whether that result should stand.
It's a lovely angle ball again by Bolly to pick out Adamson. Bulls do try to drive forward this time. It's with Yaklish near side. Vujita looking for the give and go with Luke Bratton, and Vujita's got the better of Atkinson. Top of the box is Liam Rose. A bit more urgency about the Bulls at the start of the second half. Yerman into the channel for Liam Rose. Wide left is Yaklish. Buskok. Is there any end product for the Bulls? No, not on that occasion. Swept away by Truin. Sent all the way back by Bolly. Yerman. Bratton. Bolly sending it wide. It's the best ball, in all honesty, sort of betwixt and between Buskok and Keely Adamson. It's those little 1%ers, Macca, isn't it, that give the opponents the respite they need.
Well, we spoke about that on the goal at half-time as well. It's Caputo scoring from such a tight angle when Bolly had front position at first, and then to not get a block in as well from that tight angle. Mile Sturjovski would have been too happy with the defending, and that's cost him a goal.
Into the box by Ivan Vujita, out again by Bajic. I can tell you that as Macarthur came back out for the second half, they were still deep in conversation with the fourth official, Adam Bavchar, about that challenge by Max Caputo towards the end of the first half. Already on a yellow card, of course.
Yep. You and I think, are in agreement that he's very lucky to be on the pitch.
On the pitch he still is, and as it stands, he's the match winner. Unless the Bulls can do something about that. Turned back by Vujica. Matt Yerman. Vujica trying to steer it over the top of Nathaniel Atkinson. Never really looked likely. Truin. Just lost control of that a little bit. Kai Truin. It's going to bounce out for a throw. Flick by Liam Rose. Bratton. Holmer continued the run. It's just got a little bit too much pace on it for him.
Just skipped away from him, didn't it? Just as he went to stick the right boot out to get it under control.
Well, Relia Vidmar is worried enough, Macca, to come to the edge of the pitch and make his point quite strongly to his team that that's not good enough.
Yeah, well, this whole second half he's been up, telling his team to wake up, come on, keep going. You can sense a lull, and Macarthur starting to gain a little traction in the match.
Strong win in the air by Yerman, brought down though by Leckie for City. This is Rahmani. Nice little pirouette to get rid of two defenders. Kuhn. No way through, Uscock. He was too strong. Oh, and then Uscock on Ferreira. Referee signals that it's just a coming together of legs. Both players stay down hurt on the turf. Holman continues. Here's Economides. Back through Liam Rose, and Vujica is furthest forward. And Beach was backpedaling. And now Ben Abraham's going to have a word after that. Real crunch between Uscock and Ferreira. You could hear the clang of legs together.
Not the first time I've heard that tonight. And to be fair to both players, they both tried to get up, but then both went back down again.
Both fully committed to their team's cause. German Ferreira's first half tackle to prevent a Macarthur chance, one of the highlights of tonight's game. Caputo makes it stick. Leckie, space on the left for Tilio. To get away from Uscock, and Caputo trying to sweep it into that top corner. Uscock's still struggling.
Yeah, he's just gone down on his haunches again. Well, I like that play from City, right from the goal kick, firing that ball straight down the middle to the feet of Max Caputo, who had support underneath. We end up in a wide position.
Well, it'll take a fair bit to force Tommy Uscock off the league's tough characters. Economides felt he was foul there, and maybe even handle the ball. On we go. Bajic. Tilio. Tracked successfully by Adamson. Tilio perhaps feeling that he's got more of a chance of attacking down Keely Adamson's flank. Maybe his coach does. Good battle with Ivan Vujica on the other side in the first 45. It's the first of 3 games across the weekend in the Isuzu A-League men's competition in Victoria. Victory hosting the Mariners here at Amy Park tomorrow night. Also tomorrow, Western United at home to Wellington Phoenix at Ironbark Fields. The other games this weekend, Adelaide hosting Brisbane, that's also tomorrow. And Newcastle welcoming league leaders Auckland to McDonald Jones Stadium on Sunday. City have played through that press really well. Lecky, options right and left. Rahmani is the choice. Showed too much of it to Vujica. City throw though. Tilio darting in fields, anticipated by Bolly. Do you think Liam Rose has given the Bulls that modicum of control that they were looking for?
Well, it's been a much better performance in this second half. Nothing to show for it as yet, but the first half's just seemed to be all Melbourne City.
It's a cynical challenge by Jake Holman. He's going to become the second player to go into referee Ben Abraham's notebook this evening. Page was away. And Holman knew it.
Yeah. Didn't use the start switch. Only VAR won't get involved, I'd assume. But it was, as you say, a cynical challenge, professional challenge. Knew he was not going to get there, so just brought him down.
That's the second booking of the season for Jake Holman. This is Page back to his feet, somewhat gingerly. City with a set piece. Shakur floats in, and Liam Rose sees out for the Bulls. Truin. It's a lovely ball by Truin. Truin just beaten by the bounce. Should have done a bit better with that one. Had a bit of pace on it, to be fair.
Well, it did. And I thought he was going to step forward and maybe chest it. You could see he was going to skip up. It just took him a little bit by surprise.
Needing an option. Found one in Rahmani, and City have the throw. Politidis, one of the potential options on the bench for Melbourne City. Pretty strong looking bench it is too, with the return of Jonathan Cohen and Steven Ugarkovic, Macca.
Yeah, well, James Jego, injury debut's gone for the season. And James Jego, I think, are the only 2 players, senior players, that they're not available.
Here's Tilio. Had to take it early because of the pressure applied by Adamson, who did his job really. Difficult chance. In his current vein of form, he wouldn't have backed against him. Andrew Naboot and James Jago watching on.
It was a wonderfully weighted pass, wasn't it, into the path of Tilio from Matt Lecky. And I just think if he put another step and maybe used the right foot there, I think he could feel Adamson bearing down on him.
Real up and under off the boot of Leckie. Changes afoot on both benches. More on that in a moment. It's going to be one change for City and 3 for Macarthur. Atkinson. Leckie. They've worked that nicely, City, to open it up here for Matt Leckie. What about the shots? Bajic will drive it. Took a touch on the way through. It's going to be a Melbourne City corner.
Patient build-up from City. Leckie saw half a yard and then saw it quickly close. His Bajic wasn't going to be needed to us twice. His eyes lit up. And this is going to strike away.
Here are those changes. Navian Rahmani to be replaced by Harry Politidis. So you fancy that would be Tillia going back on the right with Politidis on the left. And it's going to be a triple change for Macarthur, but not just yet. We're going to wait until this corner is taken. The saying is never make changes when you're defending a corner. Kuhn drives towards Atkinson, hangs it up towards the back post and nodded in by Matt Leckie. But is it going to be ruled out? Looks as though the whistle's gone for a foul by Matt Leckie. Just a little push in the back of his opponents. And that first goal since December 2023 is going to have to wait. The stadium took a while to realise.
They were in celebration mode.
So was the PA. VAR will check, of course.
Well, clearly onside.
It's just that little movement there. Is there a little push on Matt Yerman?
Well, in all fairness to the referee, he was perfectly positioned.
Three changes for Milos Stajovski. He's got to go for broke now, really. With the season on the line for the Bulls, Harrison Sawyer to replace Chris Economides at the point of the attack. Peter Makrilos is also on for Jake Holman, and young striker Dean Bosniak replacing Matt Yerman. So back to a flat back four for the Bulls, and all in the hope that it might bring about a change in fortune.
Well, it's been better in the second half, but you still really haven't tested Patrick Beach.
Sent forward by Bolly, and Beach is going to have to come out here and sort things out, which he does. City safely through that first phase of the press. And the foul by the freshly arrived Dean Bosniak, full of beans and energy after his exploits along with the under-20s. Congratulations to Trevor Morgan and his team once again on winning that AFC Under-20 Asian Cup. That was a clear foul from one of his young charges.
And we all look forward to seeing them in the World Cup now. It's fantastic stuff from the young Australians.
Those possession stats haven't really changed. 66% in favour of Melbourne City. They could be in behind here. Kuhn. Here's Leckie. Mistake by Liam Rose, but retrieved by Bosniak. Still there for Politidis. And Caputo had a swing at it, but couldn't make a connection. And away come the Bulls through Bratton. Now with Jakalic. City feeling the ball might have gone out of play there. Jakalic continues, and he's away from Atkinson, or at least he was. He just wanted one extra touch.
He should have got the strike away or the fire and it across the goal. He had two players central. I thought he could have bent that with his foot for the far corner. Anything could have happened. Did wonderfully well to get past Nathaniel Atkinson.
That XG is telling for Macarthur. 0.13. They've really struggled to create opportunities, as they did against Sydney last week. But while the margin remains at 1, very much still in the game. Curran's return ball for Politidis left short. This is Kevin Bolly. Vujitsa. Bratton. Buskok. Adamson. Forward for Liam Rose. Just accelerates into that little pocket of space. Adamson. Wozniak could bombed on beyond. Times a little tentative, too tentative from the Bulls.
Well, we saw that moment not too long ago where Yakalish created the space. He'd worked so hard to finally get in a position to get a strike away and didn't take it. Liam Rose early in the second half had one or two opportunities where he could have crossed or even got a shot away, chose not to.
That's a good touch by Sawyer. Here's Dean Wozniak. Adamson, can he find the right cross? Seen out safely for City by German Ferreira. Yakalish. Scrapping by Atkinson. Way through for Vujitsa. Ball still in play. Lecky's kept his feet and the ball. And then drew the contact cleverly from Ivan Vujitsa. That's just pure experience.
Oh, it's great strength. And then he just had a little look over his shoulder there and saw that Vujitsa was coming again and just said, well, I'll just put my body across there. There it is, the cheeky little look, little scan over the shoulder. Saw there was not much happening in front and said, well, I'll draw the foul here.
The 20th foul of the game. It's been a little bit spicy at times. Ball breaks here for Politidis. It's Kuhn in close support. Bajic completes that little triangle. Still has his Bajic, back by Caputo. And Truan's shot was deflected. Was it deflected by the arm? City are quite strident in their appeals for a penalty, but they've been waved away by Ben Abraham. For now, at least. Now it's a free kick for the Bulls, and Ben Abraham says, wait, VAR is having a look.
Oof, well, the arm's out to the side, isn't it? But it's down by his side, so...
So you've hedged your bets there.
I'll be honest, I never know. That hits the arm. It's going...
It's difficult. It's going at a fair old rate of knots. And to be fair to John Moss, the head of referees, they have said they want a pretty high threshold. Yeah. So I will be a little surprised, but not overly stunned, to put it that way, if it was to result in a penalty. Let's have a look from this angle. close, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, I think that angle's a little bit more damning. Yeah. His arms seem to come up and then down.
Well, Tomislav Uskok, of course, doesn't think it's a handball, but they're still looking. Yeah, it's that little movement of the hand coming down. I'm pretty sure it's because he's trying to get his arms out of the way, but the shot's just too quick. And now we've got a bit of nonsense involving Uskok and Andreas Kuhn, that Ben Abraham's got to keep an eye on as well. Tommy Uskok is saying it hit my midriff. And still we go on. Adam Kersey in VAR, along with Keely Robinson, still checking these pictures. And we are told there is going to be an on-field review here. Ben Abraham has been called to have a look at the monitor and take a second glance at this. And that normally spells trouble. Macca.
Well, you see, as the ball struck, his left arm is down by his side, and as the ball comes to him, it goes up, out, and then comes down again and strikes the ball. I think this is going to be a penalty.
I mean, I think he's trying to get the arm out of the way, but that doesn't matter. I guess the doubt in the referee's mind is that the arm is still quite close to the body, or at least the upper arm anyway. Anyway, we could talk all night about the ifs and buts.
And we will later, and we will later.
And might have to if it goes on any longer. I think we're about to have a verdict. Here we go.
After the on-field review, there's a handball in the penalty area. This is a penalty.
There we go. Penalty confirmed. Took a long while.
Well, I think in the end we got the right. It's almost that a flinching motion, isn't it, from Uskok at first, and his arms come up and then he moves it down. But I think the fact that the arm comes up and out makes his shadow bigger and comes down on the ball again. I think that's gone against him, and you can feel a little sympathy, I guess, for him. But you know, I think we got the right decision.
Caputo has placed the ball, but Kai Truin scored a penalty in the Melbourne derby here at Amy Park a couple of weeks ago. So he's going to be the designated taker once again. This is a big kick in the context of this game and in both these clubs' seasons. And we know that Philip Curto has a bit of a reputation of being a penalty-saving specialist. Saved 3 last season. Let's see what he does with this one. No problems at all for Max Caputo, who's stepped up to take it. Tomislav Uskok will complain about the awards, which took a long time to come from VAR, but no doubts about the confidence of Max Caputo from 11 metres. He has a double, and City are 2 clear.
Well, on the Harvey Norman replay, there's Tommy Uskok lifting that arm and making his silhouette bigger. It's a composed finish from Max Caputo. It's his second for the night.
Captain Aziz Bajic not even daring to watch. Oh, what a night he's had. What another difficult night at the office it is proving to be for Macarthur. A double change made in the wake of that second goal, and it's the return to action, the first time since New Year's Eve, of Jonathan Cohen, Melbourne City's top scorer this season with 4, and Steven Jagarkovic is also back with us after a 2-week injury layoff thanks to a hamstring problem. It's nice squad depth to have, isn't it, for Aurelio Vidmar?
Looks like Steven Jagarkovic is going to be playing in a more advanced role.
quarter of an hour to go. Is it going to be 3 straight defeats for wilting Macarthur? Two 2-0 at home to Sydney last week. Lost 2-1 to the Wanderers the week before. Plenty on the mind of Miller Stajovski.
And I guess for Aurelio Vidmar now, the main thing is a clean sheet. Continue that stretch on home matches.
It's a foul. It's going to go the way of Macarthur. City were hopeful that it would go their way because of the challenge on Supriat. You can hear what Melbourne City think of that challenge on their defender. Here's what it would mean for the ladder tonight. Melbourne City moving up to second and within 6 points of leaders Auckland, who do have that game in hand, which they will play on Sunday in Newcastle. Bulls need a lifeline here. Yaklish top of the box. And Patrick Beach called into action. Decent stop. Not exactly been a busy goalkeeper second half.
It wasn't a bad effort, was it? Off the training park.
The Bulls have got to throw everything now at City, surely, in the last 15 minutes. Yaklish floating in towards Bratton at the back post. Swept upfield by Supriat.
There's that ball straight across the edge of the box, and it's not a bad strike from Yaklish. To wait for it, good whip on it. Patrick Beach equal to the task.
That matter tonight, all in favour of Melbourne City. I mentioned that clean sheet record in home matches. It's now pushing 7.5 hours of football since Melbourne City last conceded a goal here at Amy Park. That's home games. Of course, they did concede in the Melbourne derby here against Victory. They were the designated away side in that fixture. Truth, despite that effort from Marin Yaklish some moments ago, City looked pretty comfortable.
Well, they do. The very first minute when they gave away that half chance to Macarthur, they've stuck to their task, they've controlled the game. Very much deserve their 2-goal lead as it stands.
He's giving chase. Caputo to send it long. Showing on the first header. Rose the second. Adamson under pressure. Given away to Truitt. Ugarkovic. Is just having a stretch to try and keep that one going.
Well, just over 10 minutes left now. Melbourne City, if they can keep Macarthur scoreless, will move on to 9 clean sheets, level with Auckland. Tremendous achievement for the season.
Yeah, only 17 goals conceded. Last time they won 5 consecutive home matches, 2021. Went on to not only reach the grand final, but win it. do end up in second spot tonight, back with all their injuries healed. Yes, tribute can be paid once again to their young stars who've kept them going during a really difficult spell of injuries. And Max Caputo, another one tonight, still only pretty young with the double.
Yeah. Kevin Rahmani was great again tonight. This man on the ball now, Politidis.
Here's the veteran Lecky and Cohen. That would have been some comeback to the first two.
Well, you could see what he was trying to do, opening the body. As the ball came wide, he just wants to arc that ball around the defender into that far corner of Philip Curto's goal. Maybe just a little ring rusty. Didn't quite get the contact he would have wanted to.
Probably a bit tired as well, as you heard Michael Zapone say in the pre-game show. His wife gave birth to his second child this week.
This morning, wasn't it?
Was it this morning?
I think it was this morning.
Oh, well, he's not had time to
And
be sleep deprived then.
I was going to say, in the immortal words of Roy Keane, well, he didn't have the baby, did he?
Yakalish. The Bulls are to mount a comeback. Have to start it pretty soon. Woskok. Bosniak. He gets a corner off Politidis. And Macarthur will make another change here. Keely Adamson to be withdrawn. And Yanni Nicolau will be his replacement. He made his comeback after a long injury absence last week against Sydney. He's on for the last few minutes here in a bid to try and help turn things around for the Bulls. Yaklish with the out-swinging corner. And there's a foul in there. Free kick, Melbourne City.
I think it's safe to say that the Seagulls are back at Amy Park.
That hardly ever really went away, did
Well,
they?
I was going to say, that's not our croaking and chirping you can hear in the background. They are out in force tonight.
They'll be back tomorrow for Victory's game against the Mariners. Sure they will. Late double change for City here. Lecky, who's got through 83.5 minutes on his return to the first team, gets a very generous round of applause. He worked hard tonight, as he always does. He's going to be replaced by Lawrence Wong and Max Caputo, whose double has seemingly settled this one in favour of City. Will be replaced by 17-year-old Mikey Gossady. First time he's hit a double in the A-League. He's led the line really well tonight, Macca.
He has. He's thrown himself about a bit as well. Both Matt Yerman and Tommy Uskok will be feeling the after effects of that tomorrow morning. Took his goal well, his first one. He's very calm and composed on his penalty for the second.
Nicolau got completely wrong-footed there by Politidis. Just really had no option but to bring him to the turf. City to add a third, perhaps. Cohen's delivery. Akrilos had a swing at it. Couldn't really make a connection. Worked wide again by Politidis. Here's Mikey Gassani. Through Truin. Cohen on the left. Touch for Lawrence Wong, but it's slightly heavy. Samuel Cyprian charging around, trying to win the ball back to City, but it's going to be a free kick for Macarthur. And a yellow card for Jonathan Cohen. That's not a congratulations on the new baby card. It's up. Hiscock. Brack. English driven back. Hiscock too. Macarthur going nowhere here fast. Plus player index has Max Caputo, probably rightfully at the top, next to his double goal contribution. Kai Truin, who's just won the ball here for City in second. He's been chopped down by Peter Macrolos. And City asking for a yellow card. And it's duly applied to the ball substitute.
Yeah, it's frustration starting to set in now, isn't it? You can see the game slipping away. And with it, potential chances of finals that'll be sitting back and watching the other results and hoping they start to go your way. It's not where any team wants to be. Destiny out of your hands.
Cohen slipped on takeoff. Oh, rare mistake by Philip Curter. Almost opened things up for Lawrence Wong. Macarthur next in action on the 28th of March, so they've got a break after this. And they travel to Adelaide. I think it's a 2-week break because of the international break. And a home game against Newcastle and a trip to Brisbane. And they will be being circled, I reckon, in Miller Stojovski's office over the coming days as absolutely must-wins. As for City, they welcome Newcastle to Amy Park next week before a trip to Sydney. And then they've got the Mariners at home to come after that. Looking very solid, Radio Vidmar's team, particularly at home. Where they are on the brink of a 5th consecutive win and a 5th consecutive clean sheet at home at this venue. And Macarthur, right, a different ending, given away though by Macrolos. Bayic still full of running. Hiscock puts a stop to all that. Bayic's got a whack to the hip on the way through.
Well, he's been good tonight as well, hasn't he, as his Bayic. And the lead up.
Fourth official Adam Bavchar has indicated that there will be 6 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90. We've seen late comebacks in the A-League before. I have to say at the moment it doesn't look very likely from Macarthur. question remains, Macca, where did the goals come from?
Well, that is indeed the million-dollar question.
Because in this game tonight, and certainly last weekend against Sydney FC, it's difficult to remember more than 1 or 2 clear-cut chances that they've created in 180 minutes.
Yeah. And tonight, you look at the strike from Aaron Yakalish on the edge of the box just about 10 minutes ago from the free kick. There hasn't been too much else on offer.
Dean Cowie had one rather tame effort in the opening minute of the game. One other really good chance for Yakalish, but he would have been offside anyway, wouldn't have counted. It's been about that for the Bulls.
And it's always difficult, as we've said on a number of occasions. You sell your players in the window. Half of the team's goals for this season gone in the window. It's very difficult, particularly in a salary cap league, where to find people who come in with that quality and to gel as quickly as well.
Leads his cross, and Sawyer underneath it, but wide. Yeah, you can't exactly go out and spend $500,000 on a replacement, can you?
No, and that's... You have to also say that that's the environment that we're in Australian football. Clubs are looking to sell overseas. It's good business for them. They look to invest for the next season as well.
That's absolutely fine. I agree with that, Macca, but I guess there has to be a balance as well.
Of course, yeah.
Because fans want to see their team being competitive. Milošević has gone into the transfer market, brought in Kevin Bolly and Saifuddin Cowie. Harrison Sawyer arrived at the start of the season. 2 new arrivals, of course, always going to take a bit of time. Here's Yakalish. He's not had much change out of Nathaniel Atkinson either.
No.
And then the challenge from Peter Macrolos, who is on the yellow card, remember. Was a little bit late on Ferreira. Actually, he just slipped, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, just getting back to the, players settling in. I also think, that's doubly true for the attacking end. Those understandings, combinations, you've got to get to know your teammates' movements, where they like to drift into the air, what areas they drift into.
Well, in amongst all the talk of injuries healing and going into second place and youngsters excelling, Germán Ferreira's contribution in the first half will be largely forgotten. And for me, it's one of the tackles of the season.
Yeah. And he struggled to get into the team at the start of the season, didn't he? And he's really shown his value to the team since getting in. He's been an absolute rock at the back. Oh.
Yeah, a little hit the ground there.
A little pop on the ground as well.
To be careful with the medical teams. It's a little bit groggy still, Germán Ferreira.
Take it up 5. Take it up 5, mate.
I wonder whether City considered bringing him off, given that they've got a 2-goal cushion. And again, he's turned to the City bench and has asked for something, be it a drink of water, or he's saying he's got blurred vision. It's not good. Either that or it's just something in his eye. final attack. Fittingly, it's with City. Politidis. Atkinson threading the needle. Here's Lawrence Wong. Thought about the shot. Scoop over the top. Easy for Curto. Nothing wrong with German Pereira's eyes there. Track that one all the way through the floodlights. And that will do us at Amy Park tonight. Very comfortable for Radio Vidmar's team. It's 5 home wins on the spin now for Melbourne City, who march up to second on the ladder. Tomislav Uskok's handball eventually ruled as a penalty by VAR, allowing Max Caputo to score his second of the night. His first from Kavian Ramadi's cross in the first half was an excellent finish, whipping it past Philip Curto at the near post.